Hey guys, it's your bro, Mr. Luke and Brooks. I hope that you're doing well. I want you to know that you have the power to make the change in your attitude. I know we talked about that on a previous show, but I want to reiterate that because I think a lot of people don't think that that's possible, and it is possible. It is possible that you could change how you see your reality, but you have to be focused. And what I mean by focus, I mean you're a laser focused. You're not letting anyone or anything get in your way because we're running in the world right now where a lot of people let someone say, "Oh, you can't do that." That be the thing that make them not want to do something. And I say to hell with that. If you want to go for something and you're really serious about it, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work day in, day out. It's got to be a disciplined thing that you have to do to make it work. Because if you don't do it, then what's your excuse? What's holding you back? What is the thing that is truly holding you back? And I would tell you this, if you go look in the mirror, 99% of that time, it is that person. I don't want to hear about, well, this at my job and this and that. Okay, you have choices. You have choices to make. I see a lot of folks when I was in Bahrain complaining about they didn't have money, they didn't have this and that. And it's not a money issue that they're having. They're having a mindset issue. They don't see the pattern that they're doing. You got to have pattern recognition. You got to sit there and take a step back and look at where your money is going. Where is it going? What are you using it on? How come you always going check to broke? Why is it that this seems like more money leaves than comes in? Because if you got a behavior where you got to have it before anyone else have it, that might be the number one reason. That I'm gonna go ahead and pay for it with a credit card and don't have it and be struggling, complaining about my bills, but I have time to go on vacations. I got time to go shoot it up at the club, everything. That's an attitude thing. That's a mindset thing. But then you complain on Monday through Thursday, oh, I hate this, blah, blah, blah. You make that choice. And, a lot of people are at these jobs that they don't like. They're at these jobs that they don't like, but you say, go ahead and quit then. They give you all the reasons why they can't quit. I need this, I need this, but you don't like it. Well, I wouldn't want to be somewhere that I'm not like that. I don't like it. And no one's putting a gun to your head. It's not like someone's putting a gun to your head and say, you will work here, we will shoot you. No one is doing that. I think we create our own prisons too. That's the number one thing. Like when we talk about this, when we get into these shows, we're talking about elimination of debt. Because if you can get debt off your back, that's like having a chain broken off of you. You can be truly free. And a lot of people don't see that. I see people get mad. I had one friend had a gambling drinking addiction. Well, I guess was a friend because they ended up blocking me. And I told them, I'm not giving you money. That's not my job. I'm not your man. So no. Every time come ask me for numbers like I was a psychic. I'm like, I just stole numbers. They're like, here's some numbers. And she'll win and she'll lose most, right? And I'm like, why don't you just put that money away every day? You could put that money away and it can accumulate. Are you gonna give me some money? And then the problem was she told me she didn't have money for food. And I'm like, how's that my problem? When you're drinking, you literally show me pictures of you drinking beer. Like she was drinking buckets of beer at the club by herself. And then talk about gambling. Playing, I'm not talking about just playing numbers one time a day. She playing it 3 times a day sometimes. And I'm just like, I don't get you. I really don't get you. Got pissed off. Saying, well, you're not gonna give it to me. I'm just gonna block. Okay, fine. I had a friend did that to me before that was in America. He was like, are you gonna give me the money or what? I said, that's not my job, man. I pay you if you work for me. Talking about I need the money because he didn't have his money together. He lost his job. He lost his job over some stupid stuff. Then again, we're making these decisions. He was on the phone, playing on his phone. The company told him he's not allowed to be on the phone like that when you're not on a break. And he claimed he was looking at the clock. which you can touch your phone, or you can walk over your phone and the phone will illuminate. So there's no need for you to unlock your phone to check the time. And I guess they say they had cameras and they zoom. I don't know if they zoomed in or not, but they had seen them. So you looking at your phone, how long does it take you to look at the time? It should be a second, right? Maybe two, depending on how big your display is. And he felt bad. He felt like it when I say felt bad, he felt bad for himself, but he didn't blame, he didn't take responsibility. He didn't take responsibility when it was to go find a job. And it was his back and forth. Even I try to help him. You know, I have a car fleet, try to get him some work. And I brought this up to him. I said, man, that car that you got, you still making payments on it, right? He like, yeah. I said, you still paying insurance on it? Yeah. I said, man, you need to call them, let them know about your situation, that you're going to have to do a payment arrangement. He didn't want to listen. He just shake his head like, like, I don't listen to you. I got this. I got my own plan. I do what I want to do. So I said, okay, fine. You want to do that? He come call me and tell me they took my car. Did you call him? No. Okay, then what about the job situation? I said, you should go to the library. Don't use your phone. Don't use this to be trying to fill out a resume online or fill out an application online because it's so small. And you're having issues looking at that stuff. You need to have a full screen. Go to the library, spend about 2 or 3 hours a day. You don't have to do it every day. But if you want to jumpstart to get some responses, go there. He didn't want to listen. He's like, I'll just drive to the place and say, this dude, this is not 1999 where you just go there and you do a paper application. Most of these jobs are done with online applications. A lot easier to vet online. Unless you're gonna work on outside on the field or work in construction, maybe you can do that. He didn't do it. He didn't do none of that stuff. He went to one job and they claimed they were gonna hire him, but they didn't hire him. So then we talked to him. We say, hey, you want to get on disability, you're going to get on disability. You're going to have to get a lawyer. I don't need no lawyer. I can do it myself. He didn't do it. And now we don't know where he got mad. He got mad at everyone. Everyone tried to help him. And that, again, that is a mindset. That's the attitude. If you feel like, well, y'all should just hand it to me, wake up. This is your life. This is not my life. And I tell a person any day, I don't work for you. I don't work for you. That's not my job. Unless you're my child, unless you're my wife, I don't owe you anything. And we got to change our mindset. We have to change how we do things in this world, because if we keep going through the gauntlet day in, day out, what's the purpose of living? What is the purpose of living if you feel like, well, you know what? That's all I can do. Go to work, complain about my life. I don't have no money. I'm suffering, but you don't do anything to change your life. It's like you're waiting for some outside entity to magically appear and change your life. And that's not how that works. You got to put in the work. If that means you got to go take some classes to get you a different occupation, you can do that. If that means you got to learn a trade online, you can do that. We live in a world now that money can come to us multiple ways. Trust me, I know that. But a lot of people think the old school mentality, and maybe it's because of how the education systems around the world is designed. They teach
in 1.5 kilometers. Use the right lane to exit right.
Going from K to 12, go get a degree that you may not get a job in, to get some debt on you. Go work a job, eventually it'll pan out. Where you got a lot of people who even complete, like some of these millionaires that you see, some of these folks that you see who's got all this money, they didn't complete all the damn school. They got something that made money and they roll with it. And then they received an honorary degree. Now, how much more do you need than that? Right? That tells you so. I'm not saying that degrees are worthless, because they're not. It depends on what you're doing, right? If you're a lawyer, you're gonna need it. If you're a doctor, you're gonna need it, right? You need these technical degrees, you're gonna need it. But when you're walking around, You talking about you got all these degrees?
Exit right to exit
And
399 in
God
direction of
tells you
Gontut.
something, man. That should really tell you something. That really tells you something. And even the people who don't even got the degrees who walking around now, I see some folks making little sandwiches and stuff. Okay, it's a start. Make it happen, but don't make it feel like people owe you something. You owe me this. You owe me that. That's not how that works. No one owes you anything. You owe yourself something. You owe yourself to be better than what you were yesterday. And I had to understand that lesson.
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
I had to understand, hey, no one's going to lift that weights other than you. No one's going to go out here and run a fleet other than you. No one's going to go out here and have multiple streams other than you. Now, I can't sit there and say, hey, sister, I need your help, blah, blah, this. Or, hey, cousin, it's on me.
In 500 meters, at the roundabout, take the third exit.
Another thing, you know, if you got a dream, you may not have, you can't include, I would say this, you cannot include everyone in your dream. What does that mean? That means you don't run your mouth to everyone.
At the roundabout, take the third exit.
Because a lot of people try to put seeds in your head. They'll put a lot of seeds in your head, and it would be like, hey, you know, it may not work. You're talking about this, it's saturated, but they ain't do no damn business research. They don't have no expertise in it. They just there for basic stuff. And you have to recognize that, because a basic person who sees, let's say they see, for example,
in 8.1 kilometers, you'll arrive.
They just see a canvas. You say, well, I can see that I can put flowers here. I can add this in there. And you're telling what you're going to do, and they don't see it. They're going to say, no, I don't think you can fit all that in there. I don't think that's possible. If you start believing, you're going to start seeing what they're seeing. And you need to stop running your mouth. I had to learn that recently, a couple of years ago. Stop running your mouth on what you're doing. Just do it. Just do it. And I told a person that I educated on this too. I said, you have to let your stuff grow and work in silence. I think what we have now, a lot of people got the issue, got the ego where they say, you know what, I'm going to just be the big show. I'm going to show off. And that's the problem. Because a lot of people are going to be hating. If you're not used to people hating, it's going to mess with you. You're going to have a lot of people try to sabotage you. That's most definitely going to happen. And what you have to do, and I told that person this, you have to work in the background. If that means you got to have someone in the front to be the person, to be the image, and let them do the talking while you work in the back and you really are the real person, let it be. Try to keep hidden until you don't have to be hidden anymore. Or if your job doesn't require you to be hidden. For me, the thing I want to do next is multiple things, right? I don't want it to be where I'm just stuck on one thing. Because a lot of people it's like, well, you can go work a government job. Absolutely not. I see people now hurting and humping and stuff. I don't want to do that. I want to be my freedom, all right? Because what's your number? What is your number to get you to where you want to be at? Some people might say, I want $1 million. Okay, how long is it going to take you to get there? And they think, well, I got to work this job the rest of my life. If I work at 40 years, and I figured, to me, there are better ways to do that, but people got to change the way they see things. You have to have your mind set right. So guys, again, I hope that this helps someone out there. I wanted to get the message out. I want to start making these messages while I'm going to work, because I think it helps me more than anything, but it also helps the folks that need to hear that message to get themselves going. It's never too late to get started. You just got to get on the road and get going. All right. Till then, take care. See you next time.